Hey everyone, this is Xadcraft, and I'm going to talk to you guys about Lexus LM videos. First up, I'm going to talk to you guys about the Lexus LM Showcase. Lexus LM Showcase is my very first car show I did. I had 7 LMs I had to use to do the car show, instead of this tiny one right here. I used my LMs 1 through 8, except for my 7th one, which is the tiniest one that I used for the credits. That one pick, and then I had to use that kind of pick in a different video. How did I do this? Of this video, I used 3 different cameras for this video. First, I had to use my webcam for doing side videos for the car show and the sounds. I had to use Cricket. I had to use my phone to take pictures. The thing that I did for the videos, I used my camera. I have to hold it about like this to be close and far. It has to be completely perfect. If the picture was blurry, I had to delete it and retake it. It's actually very important. I had to transfer all those pics into my laptop Zephyr and then put it inside my video editing program, Cyberlink Power Director. I had to put all of that together. The next camera that I used for the sounds, I had to use this camera to record the sounds. I only had to use it with this tripod. Put this camera into the tripod just like that. I always have to adjust it to see what the right height is. For doing all of that, I had to use a table. This is the table that I use in my videos. It's always good to use a table for doing this kinds of stuff, which is actually quite important to do. There was something I had to do for my LMs. How did I use my LMs on a table? I put all my LMs into that table, all facing diagonal. I'm going that way instead of straight. How to do diagonal. That's why. Also, I had to record the sounds too, to make it in sync of the sounds part of the showcase. I'm using LMs that has the sounds. I had to take a picture of Livia because she does not make sounds. By the way, my white table is plastic with metal parts, with metal legs underneath it. Next up, let's go talk about the Lexus LM stop motion. Lexus LM stop motion took me 3 weeks to do it. So let's talk about the first part. Here's how I did this. You have Alexis, Blacklight, Voyager, Livia, Cavern, Lexington in the corner right here, and then Trixie in the middle, and then Vixie right in this corner. 8 different sequences. There's an idea. As I put those together, I snapshot those pics into one. I take all those out and put all of them in one sequence. I actually did that whole night. Snapshot all those pics in Cyberlink Power Director. The reason why I actually did that, because my editing program is making my laptop lag. It's making it really, really slow. That's before the idea of taking those snapshots. That idea made my laptop faster. That's how I did it, which is not easy. There's more about that. When I keep editing those videos back and forth, so Alexis, empty, and then black, and then empty, and then car, I have to copy those pics and paste them in the same sequence they're in. Then copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. That took me a while to do that. We're doing all those different kind of snapshots I had to take care of. That's how I did with the first part. Now let's talk about the second part of the video. The camera that I use for the second part, I use this camera to do this. I put the camera in the tripod, just like that. I made the tripod point straight down to the floor. And then I took 2 pics of when the Lexus LMs are there, like in a circle, facing one of each one, like Alexis facing Cavern, and then Blacklight facing Lexington, and then Whiter facing Trixie, and then Livia facing Vixie. Here's what I did for this one. I took those 2 pics and I edited them on Google Drawings. I know they did not match, but that's okay. LMs are there and not there in different spots. The tripod was right here. And then screw this, point it up, screw that back in. I twist this, point it down. This back up. This lever right here points it down, and this lever here twists. You couldn't hardly like to see here. This is knob right here to zoom in and zoom out. For me to see this, I have to use this screen right here for my camera, and then I twist to see if I'm getting this right. That's what I did for my camera. How long did it took me to do that? I'm doing those pictures, couple minutes. Do the editing and Google Drawings took me 2.5 or 3 hours between those two. I put my LMs on the floor. Now let's talk about the third part of the video. Third part is actually quite hard. The reason why is that I was doing this. I was getting the camera down and all that in the same position, but this time I made my LMs made it into letters that I need. For the letters, I needed 19 different letters. 19 out of 26 letters I had to do. I also put the Lexus LMs on the floor too. I put all those pics from this camera into Zephyr. I put it into the Power Director for doing all of this. While I was working on this, my program kicked me out many times, which is not cool. I put it back up and I did not give up. I kept going to finish this up. Here's what I did for the sound. I did one sound. I used Blacklight's car chirp. I had to record that and edit that. I used that chirping sound from Blacklight into video. I put it where exactly I want them, like at the pictures themselves at each part, but it didn't work. The only way I had to put the sound is where the titles of the parts were. Like stop motion part 1, part 2, part 3 and all that. I had to put that sound in there, but not the actual pictures themselves. That's what I did with the Lexus LM stop motion. Now, let's talk about the Lexus LM slideshow. So the slideshow took me about minimum of those minutes because I was searching for pictures with the same theme, the black first generation Lexus LM. I found them online. I saved them into my laptop. I put them together. I also cropped some pictures that look pretty far. I had to put them closer to see them closely, to crop them. And then I put them inside one sequence. I put in different transitions to make it more enjoyable and more entertaining. That's what I did with the slideshow. I put them into the Silent Power Director. Let's talk about the Lexus LM Doors. The Lexus LM Doors, this is the video that I thought of. I had a really good idea for this one. There were 6 different stuff there. Let's talk about the first stop motion. I did this on Gary's mod. I went to a map. It's called GM Werestruct. This is the map of where the construct buildings were. I go to that spot. That same tool I did door run, where I did stop motion animations, by using that Minecraft cloth. By using two colors, black and white. I was saying Lexus LM. I screenshot them in the game. I couldn't screenshot by using that same button I used to do stop motions. I actually screenshot them using the camera tool in the game. I went to the folder and transferred all those pics into a different folder inside my laptop. Next, we have the Stargate part. I couldn't use my OBS. Every time I use my OBS to record on my laptop, that my OBS lags my laptop while it's recording. I had to use something different to test something. I had to use Cyberlink's screen recorder for this one, and it worked. I record my Stargates while using the Cyberlink screen recorder, and it worked perfectly. When I was recording that, it did not lag. It lagged at some parts, but it worked fine. The Stargates were dialing saying Lexus LM. Alright, the next stop motion, I'd use Google Drawings for this one. The colors for this one is black and light gray. The black is the background, and the light gray is the border and the letters. I was saying Lexus LM. Took me hours to do it. And then I found something there. I put all that together. That small part, sorry, did that sound again. I had to snapshot that one part. Put that screenshot. I edited that and placed it there to fix it. I rewatched the whole thing. Everything looks good. I actually saved every single pic. I downloaded them from Google Drawings into my laptop, and I transferred them to a different file. I was saying Lexus LM. Next is the lockbox stop motion. I used the same camera that I did for my other videos, but I used my tripod to be as short as possible. I was trying to way zoom in on the numbers, but it always gets extremely blurry. I have the camera right here. I put it on my tripod like I did before, and I also shorted it up like this. I was trying to make it like way close, about right here. The pictures of it are really blurry, so I had to back it up to make it perfect. There are two lights. There's the red light and the green light. The green light means it's a perfect picture, and the red light means it's actually completely blurry. I use my lockbox at the bottom handle over here, my camera to be closer to it, to see the numbers. That took me about an hour or so to do all my lockbox's numbers. Then I put Trixie in the lockbox was opening. I had the combination, put my camera back, I opened it, I put Trixie on the lid. And I took those pictures and I transferred them from my camera to Zephyr. For the third stop motion, I had to use same pictures from the Lexus LM stop motion video, a different file, and made it to say Lexus LM. Letters, the whole words of it. I did all that on Cyberlink Power Director. For the ending part of it, I put boop 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 Lexus LM. That's in different sequences of the video. I snapshot them in the program. Took those out, I put them all in one sequence after I screenshot them. The first stop motion took me an hour to do that. The second stop motion part, that took me about an hour too. Third stop motion took me an hour too. The lockbox stop motion took me an hour as well. The Doors video took me about an hour or so to put it together. And then the Doors video took me about hours. And that is the information of the Lexus LM Doors. Let's talk about the tour video. The tour video was actually quite interesting. I used two cameras for this one. The first camera I used is my tablet Cynthia. I use Cynthia really close to the table, about like this close, and then I explain each LM I have. I missed something. The thing that I missed is how I explained how I accidentally broke one part of Livia's right side door. It was an accident. I put that in there. I transferred all those videos from Cynthia to Zephyr. I put all that together. That's how I realized I forgot that part. I'll tell you the story of how I break off that part on accident. The tour video, that took me about an hour to put together. I did this whole entire video. So I did this in one camera of doing this video, all on webcam. This whole video took me about a day. The Lexus LM story took me in 2 different days. The something will take me about a day. Of the whole project, I wore 2 shirts. I wore this blue one and a green one. In other videos, there's can be me wearing blue and me wearing green in 2 separate videos. In one video. The table that I used was 2 different areas in the same room. The one location and did most of the videos was at the corner next to my door. That's where mostly I took my pictures in when I did the Lexus LM showcase and other things as well. And then one right here behind me. This part right here is for my tour video. Let me tell you guys something. After this video, there's a story video. I'm going to tell you guys the story of how I found these Lexus LMs. I did it with one camera. Only one. Right here. Known as my webcam. I'll tell you guys the story of it. I recorded 2 videos. And then I put a part that I forgot in the first video into the second video I edited. There's something else gonna be happening after the story video. Before I started this whole project, while my LMs arrived, I took a picture of them on Cricut, all 8, in my bedroom on top of one of my cabinets from IKEA. And then I transferred those pics into my laptop and I put them in every single video. Those same pics at the ends of the video, except for the showcase video. When I got these LMs, they all came in different days. Between November 2024 through January 2025, before I started working on this project on February 10th, 2025. In the video, the Lexus LM story, I actually found these things on April 16th, not April 15th, 2024. Before we end this video, there's some things I forgot to tell you guys. Do you guys remember when I told you guys about I used one of my cameras, the big one that I used for the sound in my stop motion? Well, I was actually wrong. Here's what I did for Blacklight's chirping sound. I put Blacklight next to my laptop. I put my OBS up. The reason why my OBS keeps lagging because it can record like long videos. When I record Blacklight's chirping sound on OBS, it's actually quite short and it did not lag, which is weird. And then when that was saved, I put that video, I put it inside Silent Power Director, and I unlinked the video and the sound, took out the video out, and then placed it in 2 videos. It wasn't the camera that did the sound, it was my OBS that did Blacklight's chirping sound. And then I expanded this whole video a little bit because there's some things that I missed. And this whole video actually did not take me 1 day. It took me 2 different days for me to do this whole video. That's including some parts that I missed, including this one. Now it's time for me to tell you guys the story of how I got the Lexus LMs.